Are you guys ready for the next battle? I said, are you guys ready for the next battle? All right. Okay, so on the red corner, Night! Give it up for Night, ladies and gentlemen. Show some love, show some love. Woo! Woo! That's enough. All right, enough of that cringe. Okay, her opponent, he's from Queens, New York, the Beast Coast, East Coast. Give it up for Steven Zapata! Show some love! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, all right, enough of that cringe. Okay, we are here, and they're getting ready to battle. But first, we're gonna bring up our oh wait, no, I keep forgetting this. Showdown, you guys gotta face each other. Go ahead, face each other. He stole your money. He's prettier. His makeup looks better. You gotta hate him, you gotta hate him, you gotta hate him. All right, that's enough, okay. All right, guys, so let's bring up our battle theme. Okay. Night. Just say when. Competition. Okay. Steven. Just say when. Competition eternal. This sounds like some World of Warcraft going on right now. All right. How you guys feeling right now? You guys ready? Okay. Warriors, to your stations. Woo! All right, while they're prepping, Cynics, do you have any expectations or what you would like to see in this competition? Like, you have any, like...
Well, I have to say, I've probably been looking forward to this competition, this particular battle, a lot. Steven, I've known about him for a long time. I finally got to meet him. He's just a ball of energy and life. I really enjoy the guy. Congratulations, a newlywed as well.
Congrats.
And we got Night over here, and I'm trying not to be a homer, but she is from LCAD where I teach. So I will
you have a bias.
I'm trying my
super
best.
biased.
I'm trying my best. It's extremely biased.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what to do. It's Dragon Ball time. Okay, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. What you? Say no game. It's end game right here. All right, now say. Take our energy!
Take our energy!
All right, now for the hard one. All right, this finna be a breeze.
This is gonna be a breeze.
All right, one more time. This finna be a breeze. Thank you, okay. Now, okay, we're about to get started in just a moment. Steven, I like that groove, okay. All right, Steven, are you ready? Night, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? We're gonna count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it on!
Ooh. Look at, same word.
Yeah, we got competition again.
Uh-oh.
But luckily, I feel like Eternal is much different than Vice, so I'm expecting some interesting things happening.
Clap. 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 Oh, we want the funk. Gotta have that funk. Okay, I'll stop. Louder. Clap. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna need you guys to give it up for my man Richie on the turntables.
Yeah.
Give it up for our amazing judges in the judges panel. And the hosts, Mega and Cynics. Give it up for them. Woo!
What I really like is how chill Steven is. Steven's up there. He's dancing. He's
I know,
engaging.
Steven's been dancing all morning long.
You know what it is? It's that New York vibe.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, I can't deny it. He does bring a lot of energy, a lot of fun.
We sure do. Okay, so this is a 20-minute competition. As a former Paint One competitor, what is the best way to break up your time as an artist?
Generally, you want to come out of the gate fast. You don't want to be struggling early on. I know it can be rough to think of something right off the bat, but you got to get going early. If you struggle in the early part, it's going to mess up your whole rhythm throughout the whole thing. So just come at it with confidence right from the start, which they both did. So I think we're in for a good battle.
And are we portioning out? Are they looking in? Are they going, okay, I have 5 minutes for this, 5 minutes for this, 5 minutes for this?
A little bit, but for the most part, I think their internal clocks are working reasonably well enough that they know how long it takes them to just do it, and they're just going to take it however it comes.
Okay, well, that is not something I possess. I have no internal clock.
So let's take a look at a reel of our wonderful Night Zhang.
Hi, my name is Night Zhang. I am 20 years old from Laguna Niguel, California, and I've been pursuing art professionally since I was 12, so it's been about 8 years now. I came to Laguna College of Art and Design, and last year was my first semester here, and it's been a really good time. My actual name is Ada Zhang. First name in the baby book. It's kind of how it is. Night was actually the name I picked for my online fake name, and then people started actually calling me that professionally and like through social media, and people were contacting me as Night, and I was like, shoot, I guess this is my name now. My mom still doesn't completely understand what to call me. She keeps getting packages and she's like, I don't know who this person is. I was a part of the first wave that started Instagram, who did, YouTube. I remember when I was really young, I followed Rick, and like that was kind of the same. We were all in the same sort of wave of that. So that's kind of how I know Cynics and how I know about a bunch of other of the old YouTubers. So I luckily rode that wind when I was younger up until then. So I think I came at the perfect time for that, because now it's just so much harder to do all that. It's really awesome seeing this community grow, but it's also incredibly overpopulated now. So a lot of people I hear talk about trying to be big on Instagram, trying to be big on all these social medias, and they're finding it really hard. Back then it was like, I was one of only a few artists who really did anything, so it wasn't actually as difficult as I think it is now. People are always talking about gaming the algorithm, and I'm like, I just post pictures now. That's it for me. I grew up on anime, and I realized maybe around the age of 12, around the time that I started doing stuff professionally, I didn't really want to do that anymore. I started being more invested in the Western video game community and Western entertainment design, and I started trying to migrate myself over to that kind of semi-realistic style. And I can think that's kind of where I'm at now. I like to think that my art style is a little stylized, not 100% realistic, but somewhere in between that. I started becoming interested in video games around the time when Journey was released. And then after that, I think the second game that really caught my attention was The Last of Us, which Naughty Dog released. And I remember seeing that game, and I thought, this is the pinnacle of human achievement. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was really interesting that games could bring storytelling to a whole new different medium, and I really liked how people interacted with that, and I thought that was something I really wanted to do and be a part of. Since then, I think I've sort of left that AAA hyper-realistic side, just because for me, I personally really enjoy when things are hand-drawn, hand-painted, and that's just not really part of the production pipeline for them. My ideal career would probably be something along the lines of a visual development artist. I'd love to work in the design process, kind of starting a project or really bringing it to life from a vision of a director or a writer. I would also be down to work for films or any kind of animation studio, just because I think at the end of the day, they're all kind of the same. Someone's always trying to bring something out of their imagination, and I'd love to be a part of the team. I also think it'd be really cool to be able to work on a lot of different jobs as a prop designer or a character designer or an environment designer, and then also maybe do promotional art. There's so much that you could do in a design process and bringing something to life, and so why not get to see all of that? Paint One, the art of competition.
What's fascinating to me is how aware Knight is at such a young age of her product, of her artistry. She described her own work as something that isn't quite real or based in reality, and that's exactly what I feel when I look at her work.
Yeah, she's definitely amazing talent, and she's been on the art scene since a very young age. I think most people thought she was much older than she is because she's been an Instagram star since she was like 15 or 14.
Wow.
But let's also take a look at our other competitor here, Steven.
Yes.
My name is Steven Zapata. I'm currently 28. I'm 28, yes. I am definitely 28. I've been a professional illustrator, concept artist, and designer for 6 or 7 years, give or take. My sister, she taught me how to draw. And that occurred in one very specific moment where when I was 4, she came over to me and she said, "Do you want to see how to draw a cat?" And I said, "Yes, I want to see how to draw the cat." And she drew the cat. Head is just a circle, triangle for the nose, whiskers, wiggly tail, like very simple. But I was completely mystified by watching her do it. And then I asked her to do it again and again and again. And I think I asked her to draw the cat over and over again. And because she had to keep redoing it, she would tell a different story. So she would add a person walking the cat, they'd be going into a different store. And when I look back at that particular event, that is very significant. That is what I still like about drawing. When I was going to high school in New York, I thought that I wanted to become a comic book artist. If you wanted to draw figures, if you wanted to draw well, let's say, in a very particular sense, and you wanted to tell stories, the way most people on the East Coast know to do that is to do comic books. And then about halfway through high school, I discovered what entertainment art was. I discovered what design and concept for film and video games were. And once I realized what that was, once I knew that was a thing, I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. I went to Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California. I went there for entertainment design, and I learned a lot in that program, and probably an equal amount from my instructors and the other students. I knew I wanted to be a professional artist for sure when I saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters back when I was a sophomore in high school. And after George Lucas's name in the credits, concept artist Ryan Church, and that got stuck in my brain. I was like, who is that? And why is he so high in the credits? I went home, Googled it, found out what that was, and I never looked back. I would describe my art style as a mixture of a lot of my influences. It's a lot of old masterwork, a little bit of video games, a little bit of anime, and a big focus on anatomy. My ideal art career, I believe, is a mix of the kinds of personal work that I love doing and also having a collaborative studio environment or team environment where I'm working towards goals with other artists that I could never do on my own. I think I especially will have a big challenge in working in 20 minutes because I tend to spend a really long time on things. That said, I love working under pressure also, so I think however the final piece comes out, I'm confident the experience will be fun, no matter what. Paint One, the art of competition. Was that even the line?
Woo. I love his sense of humor, man.
Yeah.
So
Warriors, we are down to 10 minutes. Oh, the music pumping. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, they're gonna need all your energy right now. I'm gonna need you guys to clap. Knight, 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 Knight. Steven, 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 Steven. Let's make some noise! Woo!
Just another reminder, vote, vote, vote. Voting is now open. Paint.1/vote.
Yes, be sure to get your votes in.
Be sure to get your votes in. Be sure to change your votes if you need to. Just a reminder for everybody, again, what's at stake? We have 2 of these fine artists traveling to Tokyo. Who shall it be?
Yes. So how are you feeling about the art they're creating so far?
I love it. I love the colors in Knight's pieces. And Steven's, I just feel like, is deep. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good about both of their pieces. I like that Knight has the, just maybe coincidentally, but they got a little bit of that reddish tone on one side versus the bluish tone. So it's kind of mirroring what's going on up on stage right now, and I'm enjoying that aspect of it.
Absolutely. And another artist I want to point out, just like Knight, Steven is also incredibly aware. He can pinpoint in some of the moments of his life when he wanted to be an artist. How
Yeah.
incredibly aware, starting from the age of 4. I don't think I knew anything when I was 4 years old.
Yeah, that's, I think artists do a lot of self-reflection, so it's definitely one of those things that we kind of try to pinpoint what makes us certain ways, and we do a lot of just self-analysis.
Now, what is entertainment art that everyone is majoring
What-
in at
Okay,
Pasadena? Yes.
So, of course, we have such a thriving, there's movies, video games, there's such a big industry. Obviously, that stuff needs to look a certain way, and it doesn't just happen by magic. There's giant teams of artists that have to decide, okay, what does Thanos look like? How big is he? What does his costume look like? Just every aspect of everything, the environment, every little prop. It's all highly designed by teams of artists, and that's why there's so many of them out here in California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Art Center is one of the famous schools for design, so definitely gained a lot of fame traditionally in the past with industrial design, more practical stuff, actual real-world stuff. But these days, a lot of people, they want to get into movies and games. That's where the fun is.
A lot of Imagineers, a lot of animation. Okay, and what about book illustration?
Book illustration?
Yes.
So that would just be our standard illustrators. A lot of book covers, generally more of the freelance side of things. So people that are more into illustration don't necessarily like working at a studio for other people, want to be very independent. A lot of New York people tend to go into book illustration and illustration in general.
Yes, Stephen mentioned that, and a lot of comic books as well.
Yes.
Now, really loving the depth in Knight's piece. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit more about that.
Okay, well, Knight is, of course, really into that digital painting side of things, so she knows how to create atmosphere and how to create a little depth using levels of contrast between dark and light to help push things into the foreground and push things into the background. I'm kind of curious how much time is left. We can't see it on the screen,
I
so
know, I'm so curious.
slightly nervous.
I'm gonna guess about 7 minutes, maybe?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so we have 5 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Okay. And what is the YouTube movement for artists? I saw that you have a channel as well.
I think artists are just naturally, we want to share our information with other artists. We're very collaborative, so we just like putting out what we're working on in any way we can, getting involved with other artists, building communities. That's all very important to the artist's life because it's on itself a very solitary activity. So anything we can do, social media, YouTube.
Warriors, we are down to 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Bam, bam, da-da-da-da. Bam, 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 da-da-da-da.
Now on Knight's side of the screen, we definitely see her digging into her bag of tricks here. She's using a gradient map to just add a little bit of color variety and also unify the whole image a little bit. So a color map is just a tool that basically takes every value of the value range and applies a color to it. So you can use this as a subtle way to just unify your image, or you can use it to just add color from the start to your image. It's very good. It's a great technique for just doing either of those things.
It's a beautiful piece. I'm so drawn to both of these pieces in such different ways. I'm so clear on the story that Steven is telling, and I love it. And I see Eternal and I see competition. And Knights is just utterly beautiful and full of so much imagery, and I just want to keep watching where her narrative is growing.
Yeah, you can definitely see a little bit of their personalities in the image. Obviously, Steven's a very fun guy. His image definitely has a lightness to it, a little bit of slight comedy, but just a slight happiness and fun vibe to it. Where Knight's is a little more intense. Although Knight isn't the most intense person, it definitely comes through in her work, though. Her work and her work ethic is extremely intense, and she's extremely dedicated and passionate.
Yes. You can see the passion just coming, really just screaming off the page.
Oh boy. Okay, so it's 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. We're really getting down to the wire. Everyone's a little tense in the room, so maybe just make a little bit of noise, clap it up a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like what you see, make some noise! If you want Knight to win, make some noise! If you want Steven to win, make some noise! Woo! We're about to get down to 2 minutes! 2 minutes! Yeah, yeah. Oh, clap, clap, clap. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go!
So coming upon our final 90 seconds here, again, what are we really focusing on?
Definitely a lot of lighting going on. So we got Steven bringing in some nice secondary lighting coming off the objects in the scene, the focal points, and even Knight just applying a lot of lighting effects and little graphic elements. So it's a lot of that little stuff, that extra little bit at the end that really makes the piece go from, just okay to look at to really just wowing everyone.
Excellent.
Warriors, we are down to 60 seconds! Make some noise! Woo! Yeah, yeah, clap, clap, go, 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 go. Keep it clapping. Don't stop for me. "30 seconds! Pump it up! Pump it up, people! Let's go! Let's go!" "20 seconds! In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swords down! Give it up! Woo! Beautiful work. Steven, how you feeling? Amped. We are all amped. Knight, how you feeling? Good, good. That's what we like to hear. All right, Warriors, let's step up to the stage. Come on up. Come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like what you saw, give it up for our contestants. Woo! All right. So, Knight, that was an epic battle that you were depicting there. Could you tell us more about your piece?
Right. So I always really love like things like fantasy, and I grew up with Lord of the Rings, so I really wanted to try and vie into that. So I loved the idea of like these eternal gods and these immortals kind of fighting over the aeons. And so they have these armies, these human armies that like fight their will, that kind of just carry on this tradition of like carnage and all this like war and stuff over the centuries despite, time passing. So that was kind of what I wanted to do, these like two different opposing forces. So I chose fire and something more blue like ice, and electricity, and just trying to like play up that kind of opposing factor.
Yeah, Knights, watching you just knock out those silhouettes right off the bat was great.
Thank you for coming out for our quarterfinal
You had something really
matches.
strong to work from the beginning there.
Come back this afternoon.
So,
at 3 p.m.
yeah, it was really great to see you kind of take it to finish. Yeah, powerful stuff.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to leave it to Tyler.
Can we pull the artwork up? Is it possible to? Yeah. The other piece?
Oh, the other piece.
Yeah, are we doing?
Okay.
that
Allie,
was-
give it up for Allie!
Sorry.
All right. Steven, you guys both have godlike battle themes here. Getting some God of War vibes here. You guys are both gods at art, okay? Stop, okay. All right. Steven, could you tell us more about your artwork?
Yeah, well, I think when you hear eternal, it's pretty easy to go into gods. So I just thought, well, if there really was a competition amongst gods, like what's the most interesting thing they could compete on? So then planets just popped into mind. So had this more traditional god figure that maybe we're all familiar with. And then if he was competing with someone who made another planet, what would that look like? And then, I don't know, I kind of thought it was funny that we sort of got like a red versus blue thing going on. Not intentional, but kind of meta.
Ooh, I just noticed the blue and red. Wow. So judges, what do you think?
Yeah, the storytelling in that, Stephen, was awesome just all the way through. And I really liked at the end there how you really emphasized the focal point. I think it was really nice that it drew your eye in, and we can really tell what was going on between the two of those guys. And yeah, just right at the end there, you kind of got it all to gel and work together. So nice work.
Yeah, I was going to say the storytelling was wonderful. Unfortunately, it hits a little bit too close to home. So we realize we're nothing but God's plaything. So I'm going to go home and have an existential crisis now.
Thank you, judges. Thank you. All right.
And
Give it up. Give it up. Good ass artwork. Okay.
our final scorecard is in. Judge 1 scored the match 24-23. Judge 2, 28-28. Judge 3, 24-24. Audience vote 40% to 60%. Making our winner, Steven, in an incredibly close match.
Give it up for my boy! Yeah!
That was
Oh, that was
incredibly
close.
close match.
Oh my gosh. I hate you guys.
Thank you,
keeping it
everybody.
tense. Thank you, thank you. Give another round of applause for our contestants. Woo! All right. Wow, that was hella close. Super, super close call. An amazing artwork.